to Rome mid-morning on July 6th, the whole day late. So of course we didn't get to go and climb the St. Peter's Basilica Dome, but we did get to see some really great things that day, including the Vatican Museums, the Sistine Chapel, and we had an amazing historical food walking tour through the Jewish ghetto and other really beautiful parts of Rome. So come along and explore Rome with us in the 24 hours we had. So we have made it to the Vatican Museum, or Musée Vatican. We're still waiting for our time to go in. We got here a little bit early, but everything said you were supposed to get here early. So I will say though, it is a little warm, and we did not walk it. We took a taxi just to make sure that we could get here in time. I don't know how much of the museum I'll be able to show, what they let you take video or pictures of, but anything that they do, I will share with you. Otherwise, I will check back in on the next time I can. So we're at the Musée Vatican, and this is the Egyptian room. I don't have my microphone on yet, so let me get that turned on. But you can see some of the art. This room is dedicated to Egyptian artwork, and they have so much here. And then over here we have a sarcophagi. Look at this, this is so cool. Look at this view, it is stunning. Oh, Rome is as beautiful as I knew it would be, although technically we're in Vatican City. Here's some more of the Egyptian artwork. There's just so much to see. Like, it's amazing how many pieces are in just this tiny section. Look at all of these tablet stones. They're letter documents with hieroglyphics and other forms of characters. Look at all of these statues of historical people, and wow, it's beautiful. Here's some smaller statues. They kind of remind me of like the seraphim that you'll see on the ceilings of the different churches. And then look, there's some alfresco paintings up there on the ceiling. The architecture of the ceiling itself is stunning. And this has been here for hundreds of years. Look at the ceiling. Here they have all these things from Papua New Guinea. They're carved totem poles. And then they some from TV, I believe is how you pronounce it, but I could have just gotten it wrong. Look at this. This almost, it's jewelry. It looks like necklaces, maybe. Perhaps something you could wear as a belt. And that looks like I can't tell if it's supposed to be a part of like what kind of house they lived in, or if it's like a part of a boat, but it is stunning artwork. This one really amuses me. I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to be. It is from New Britain and it is a Tuban body mask, which I guess is why it has legs, because you would wear it over your body. Some of these objects are just so interesting. Check out this boat canoe style thing. And this too. Look at this. All the different like Buddhas and pagodas. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. We are on our way now to the Sistine Chapel, and we have this inner court, which is absolutely stunning with additional artwork and sculptures. And it's beautiful. Look at the ceilings. They're just so beautiful. I wonder if these are some of the ceilings that were painted by Michelangelo. There's also some great sculpture work down here too. But truly, I think the best part is well, you know, Michelangelo painted part of it. Right. This dome. It's not only is it tall, it's so intricate. Look at the tile work on this. Again, more absolutely beautiful ceilings. Oh. Gorgeous. I don't think so yet. Yeah. All of the artwork is, I mean, the blues are just so vibrant. Look at this. Still not to the Sistine Chapel yet, but such beautiful, beautiful tile work. Then look at that fireplace there. And then again, more paintings. Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. So I realized yesterday I forgot to tell you how absolutely amazing the Sistine Chapel was. Because you can't film anything in there due to it being a sacred place. But if you ever get the opportunity to come to Rome and go to the Vatican Museums, you have to go to the Sistine Chapel. It is one of the most beautiful places I have ever seen. The woodwork, the gilded gold throughout the areas, but the alfresco paintings that took Michelangelo 10 years hanging upside down to paint. I mean, you have to wonder, how did he create the vivid colors that he had with the materials in the 1500s? It is just beyond words. It is very hard to describe how beautiful it is. Now, yes, you can go out there and you can Google pictures and see it, but it's not the same. You need to see it in person. So while I'm afraid, like I said, I cannot show it to you because they did not let us, just know that it was one of the best parts of my day yesterday when we got here.
Like a witness of the history, okay, of this Jewish community are those stumble stones on the ground, okay. It's very common to find there all over the city of Rome and even all over Europe, okay, not only in the city of Rome. Obviously, when you find them in the city of Rome and in the Jewish ghetto, they mainly pertain all the victims, okay, who died in the big Holocaust of the 1900s, okay. And why they are in front of this building? Because those people were supposed to live inside the building. And as you see, in the first line, you have qui abitava, which means here lived, okay? Then you have the name of the person, the date of birth, and if you see, 4 people out of 4 were arrested 16 October 1943. Okay, then I will explain you the meaning, okay, of this date, which is really, really important for the history of the Holocaust and in general for the Jewish community of the city. Then the deportation was for all of them to Auschwitz, because that was 16 October, the massive deportation ever realized to Auschwitz from this part of the city. And if you see, here we are lucky because we have some witness even of the date of assassination. Because somewhere, like in all other places for other victims, we don't have, okay, this date of assassination. And they were all living in this building. And we are going through this area, you will see lots of them all around. Okay. Once you see them, then you will
So as we're walking, I'm looking to find more, and like I just saw one right there. I didn't have time to stop and read it. But I mean, that's horrible. That's so many that I've seen already. Just 9, and I have barely moved.
They put the gate over there. And that's a typical building. Very narrow and very
It's so narrow. I mean, everything is so close here, and yet everybody would live here.
street of the ghetto, okay, like the main one. And the name is the Via del Portico d'Italia, okay, because now we are going over there to the Portico d'Italia, the Italia's porch, the monument over there before our meal, okay. And that is the southern border. The northern border is over there, okay, at the end of the street. And then the western border is this way, okay, where you notice the trees over there. Downstairs we have the river, okay. So it's a natural border of this area, okay. we are going to the monument, and I will give you a look even at the synagogue, which is the main temple here in Rome. We have lots of different synagogues according to the area of Rome, but this one is the main, okay, the most important temple.
So yes, this section is not that large, and yet we know that thousands of people during the Holocaust were forced to live here, and even before that.
View, okay, of this southern border. So this street here, as I told you, like the main one of the Jewish ghetto, is the Via del Portico di Ottavia. Do you know what a portico is? A porch? Yes,
It says a porch.
So lots of columns which used to surround, back in time, something in the middle. Could be a garden or some temples. And here, now you see that the porch is really small, okay? Because in Rome, and in general in Italy, we have this tendency of building on top of ancient monuments, okay? Rome is like a lasagna, layers. Everything is like lasagna, okay? So the lasagna effect, we call it lasagna effect in the city of Rome. Okay, so this Octavius porch was firstly built in 3rd century BC. So the column are still the original one of the 3rd century BC. And then was renovated and restored in the 1st century before Christ by the main emperor of the city of Rome, and even the first one, who was Augusto. He was the adopted son of Julius Caesar, okay, one of the, we can say, relatives of Julius Caesar. And he named this porch, together with the restoration, after the sister Ottavia. Okay, so that's Portico di Ottavia. Then, like all the walls you see are not like the original Roman one, okay, but they were added in during the Middle Ages. And why? Because this place, as I told you before, lasagna effect, was turned into the fish market of the city of Rome, okay, because it was very easy to fish over there on the along the, exactly, and sell directly all the fish here, okay. And inside you find lots of different inscriptions on the walls with the word pesce, which is fish. Okay, and even the church inside is Sant'Angelo in the fish shop. The name is like this, Pescheria, Sant'Angelo in Pescheria, whereas, okay, in Rome, Pescheria is fish shop, okay, a possible translation. Then always regarding the lasagna effect, the walking level of the Roman was the one downstairs. Then layer upon layer we get until contemporary age, okay. Then girls, still like regarding the history of this community, the synagogue is right behind you. Okay, that's very huge, even like restored 1 year and a half ago, so everything is bright new. And the very curious thing of this synagogue is that the dome is the only square dome of the city of Rome. If you are on a terrace and you overlook the skyline of Rome, you find plenty of domes, okay? But the only one in the square shape is the synagogue, the only one of the city. And inside you have a small museum on the history of the Jewish community, okay, which was, who was like really affected, as I told you before, by the Second World War. And here we find another name of this small square here, Largo, 16 October 1943. The same date we saw before, okay, on the stumble-stone. And 16 October 1943, as I told you, was the massive deportation to Auschwitz ever happened from this area, okay, of the city. And why? We were quite at the end of the Second World War, 1943. But in September, something like really, really, we can say, strange happened in Italy. That Mussolini, that was our head of the government, like the fascist government, was eliminated from the government and was replaced by another man, okay, a general from the army. And this general from the army made an alliance, okay, with the United Kingdom. And so as soon as the Nazi forces, who were here in the city of Rome, okay, because we were allies, okay, before with them, started like to deeply attack all this area of the city, okay, and they took away many people from this part, okay. Many of them were, as I told you, brought to Auschwitz, not only here in Rome and not only like this day, but many other days, okay. In 1943, even in Florence and in Venice, same thing happened, okay, because we can say the most important ghettos, like Jewish neighborhood in Italy, are Florence, Venice, and here, okay, in Rome.
So it was a retaliation, almost.
Exactly.
Okay, because the alliances had changed.
Exactly. And it was supposed to be like a secret agreement, but it wasn't secret because like Hitler discovered it, and even Mussolini was against this agreement because he was eliminated from the government.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone else, like this Badoglio, the general of the army, made the agreement. And so there was like this, we can say, civil war inside Italy. Tolerate higher temperature, okay, because it burns, okay. So we normally use olive oil raw. Okay, this one is deep fried in, can be like a mix of seed oil, sunflower oil, peanut oil, the one you like the most, okay? And there is just a little bit of salt on top and some parsley on top. You can go. Leaves are very crunchy, the stem, even the stem, the center is very soft, okay?
Okay.
And you can eat them all.
All right, let's try this Jewish style artichoke.
While the Roman version is totally different. It's like a steamed artichoke, like a carpaccio, cut in pieces, mint, garlic, and
That is
raw olive
so
oil.
good.
That's the Roman version.
That is just fresh and delicious. This is a 5 out of 5 for me.
Photo's not going to do it justice.
We change neighborhood, okay?
Yeah.
We are no more in the Jewish ghetto, we are in Campo dei Fiori, okay? What does it mean, Campo dei Fiori? Means fields of flowers, okay? And it's very strange to, we could say, think of a field of flower when everything is paved.
Yeah.
Okay, but back in time it didn't used to be like this, especially in the big square I will bring you, okay? But all around this square, in all those streets here, you have to imagine what? You have to think of a mall, a shopping center during Middle Ages. And we can perceive this from the name of the streets, okay? Via dei Giubbonari. Giubbotto is jacket. So that was the street of the jacket makers.
Okay.
This one, Via dei Chiavari. Chiavi are keys. Okay? So that was the street of the key makers. Over there you have the Vicolo dei Chiodaroli. Chiodi are nails. Okay, street of the nail makers, and if you go around, you have street of the chair makers, of the sofa makers. Okay, all around this square. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to our second stop, which will be in Piazza Campo dei Fiori. Okay, the main square of the neighborhood. Okay, it's a really difficult to understand. He was a monk, but he was also a philosopher, and he, you can say, had and shared. He shared like the same ideas on the conception of the universe of Galileo Galilei. Probably you know more Galileo Galilei than him, okay? And so they both believed that the sun was in the middle of the universe, okay? The so-called heliocentric theory. And our planet and all the other planets revolve around the sun. At that time, the church thought in the complete opposite way, okay? So the earth as a production of God was for them in the middle of the universe, and the sun and all the other planets revolve around the earth. He had a trial, 3 different trials, but he didn't want to deny his ideas, so he went straight, okay? And so that he was killed and burned at the stake in the precise middle of Campo dei Fiori Square. Instead of we can say in place of the basement and the statue, there used to be the stake of Giordano Bruno, because this square was used by the church for condemnation, okay? And obviously the statue was built afterwards, okay, in a second time, as soon as Rome wasn't anymore the capital city of the state of the church, but became the capital city of Italy, okay, of the country. And his position of the body looks towards this way, so towards St. Peter Basilica, okay, to point out that the church killed him. Okay, so everything is symbolic, okay, even the position of the body of Jesus.
That's dark.
Unfortunately, a lot of history is.
Means that they work mainly with pork, and as you see on the bust, like wild boar as well, okay? We'll have like some samples of salami and even cheese, okay? Together with some wine. We normally pair pure meat with red wine, okay? It's like a law for us. Pure meat with red wine, white wine with fish, okay? And pizza without wine, but with beer.
Okay.
Aye.
I'll do what you tell me. Oh, look at all of these beautiful, beautiful meats.
Everything will come here, but all the things, okay? Here you have bacon, which is the belly part of the pork, okay? Over there we have the master of our cuisine in Rome, this one over there, okay, which is similar to bacon but is fatter than bacon. The name is guancia, cheek, okay, the cheek part of the pork, which is the one involved in our like Roman recipe, I mean carbonara and amatriciana, okay? So that is the master of our cuisine, okay, the cuisine of Rome. And then you have different types of prosciutto in here, okay? And regarding like cheese, we have they only sell Parmesan cheese and Pecorino cheese. Pecorino, the one we will have here, is 100% milk coming from a sheep. Pecora is sheep, so that Pecorino.
Sheep cheese.
Exactly. Grazie. Okay, girls. This is for you, and here we have prosciutto. Okay. Normally we call it in Italy prosciutto crudo. Crudo is raw. Okay. And raw. No, we call it prosciutto crudo. You call them prosciutto in general. Okay. The other one for you is ham. We call this one. Okay, is ham, and you call it prosciutto. For us, they are both prosciutto, but we call them prosciutto raw and prosciutto cooked.
Okay.
Baked, okay? And this one is pecorino. This pecorino is typical from the city of Rome, originally from Rome. And in Italy, we can say 2 or 3 types of pecorino according to the region. Okay, this one is the Roman one, but if you go elsewhere in Tuscany, Sardinia, you find different types of pecorino. This one is a little bit saltier than Parmesan cheese, which is cow milk. Here you have a spicy salami, which is very typical of the city of Rome. Okay, this one is a Roman corallina. You see the pieces of fat are a little bit bigger, and this is the salami that we normally have at the Easter breakfast. It's the only salty breakfast we do all over the year. Okay, and this one is salami with truffle. Okay, if you like truffle like the black one is inside the salami. Okay, the important. And I'll serve you the wine. Okay, which is
All right. Let's try the spicy salami first.
And then she's gonna. There you go.
It's not.
It's not too bad.
I don't think so.
Okay, here we go.
And in my opinion, this is something I would definitely eat again.
Here we go. It's not okay.
All right, we're trying the salty salami.
That's good.
So good. 5 out of 5. How can I get this home? All right, this is the salami with truffle oil.
I'll say that one right in.
That is so good. That one to save that one. Also, 5 out of 5. I'm gonna have a problem with this. I love this food.
I got my couple one left. It's ringing.
Stamp.
I tell you.
This is pecorino cheese, which is a sheep's cheese.
So good.
Yes.
It's really good.
So good. Look at these buildings.
Okay, girls. This will be our place for pizza. Okay, there's no Italy and no Rome
Without pizza.
Okay, because this one is not pizza in the round shape as you're used to, but it's like cut pizza. Okay, the name is Pizza al Taglio, and believe me, the only city in which I saw this is just wrong. Okay, and if you go to Naples, you won't find pizza like this, neither in Milan. Okay, so it's like a pizza that it's cut at the moment. Okay, so they do this long sleeve of pizza, and then it's cut at the moment according to how much. Okay, you want.
Like, I want.
Exactly. I want €1. You can also ask for the price. I want €1, €2 of pizza, €3.
Oh, that's actually
it's like a
cool.
really nice way. If you have some spare money in your pocket, you are very hungry, you can come to a place like this
And
you
get
can
€2 worth of pizza.
Exactly. And it's also like the type of pizza that we normally have when we are all together at home for parties or for football matches, because we can have more than one flavor, okay? Instead of the round pizza with just one flavor.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here we will have some samples of red pizza and margherita. And why, girls? Because these two are the benchmark to recognize if a pizza is good or not.
Oh.
Okay?
I love
And
a good
why? 'Cause
margherita.
in Italy, we only care about the dough. Okay, but not about the topping.
Not about the sauce?
So no, nothing.
Not a-
so exactly. So you really realize that the simpler it is, the better it is.
You taste the dough.
Okay, and inside like this pizza, you will realize that in the dough there are lots of bubbles. It means that the leavening time is 48 hours in this place, but in Rome in general, you can find up to 72 hours. In Naples, it's only 24 hours. So the more it leavens, the easier to digest it is.
Okay.
So eat more. Yes, you can eat 1 kilo without realizing, okay, that it's a pizza. It's very good. And then, as I told you before, pizza is normally combined with beer. Okay, for
right.
us. Okay, we will have a pepperoni, which is very light, super light and perfect with this pizza. If you want, over there is busy. You can wait for me here and come in with the stuff.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. And so, because normally we also buy per kilo. Okay, obviously the weight depends even on the toppings.
Do they actually have pineapple? I thought that can't be pineapple.
Potato.
Oh, potato. I was like, I thought pineapple was like against the Italian way. I mean, I would have been happy, but oh, every single one looks delicious. I mean, just look at all of this.
Okay, and this is simply the red one, so with just a little bit of tomato, okay, cherry tomato on top. And here you have, it's more mozzarella with pizza, okay, so that I love this place. There's a lot of mozzarella. heavy on the mozzarella. With the beer.
Which I can't. This is the red pizza. It is literally just the pizza dough with a little bit of tomato and some herbs.
It's good.
Yeah. Super light. Literally, Roman pizza is super light. If you go to Naples, it's not like as raw. It's not light as Rome.
That is so good.
For you guys.
That is probably one of the best pizzas I've had, and I haven't even touched the margarita one yet, and I do love good cheese. And this is the margarita. Again, the beautiful fluffy crust, tomato sauce, and the cheese.
I can eat the red one all day. Oh, yeah. 24/7.
Wow, this is amazing. The red one was so much better. This is a 4, the red is a 5. I'm gonna have to have a whole one of those.
Yeah.
And Paolo told me the history of the place because in 1940s, when we can say they made some works inside the restaurant to enlarge the restaurant, they found the 2 walls and the column. And Paolo was about like 7 years old, 8 years old, but he remembered like all the history.
Yeah.
And he said that they wanted to move the kitchen from upstairs to downstairs to enlarge the restaurant, and so they started to dig. And as soon as they found the walls and the column, they need to stop. Okay, but it was very problematic for them. And why? Because they need to afford everything by their own, we can say, pocket. Okay, their own expenses. Because even if it was something pertaining to the Ministry of Cultural Heritage, that was a private property. Okay, so for them it was a very, very tough period at the time in 1940. But at the end, they have this brand of, we can say, archaeological interest. Okay, and here we will have like some samples of pasta. Okay, everything is to share, and for you, if you are okay, then tell me if you want to try elsewhere something else. I want to give you cacio e pepe, which is a pecorino cheese and black pepper,
Oh,
like the
yes.
sauce, which is wonderful. No, it's not spicy. It's not spicy.
No, it is one of the classics. You have to
It's a
try it.
classic.
You have to try it. Okay, we'll try it.
Then,
But it's black pepper.
if you want, you can decide between carbonara or amatriciana. Carbonara is egg, pork cheek, and pecorino. Amatriciana is tomato, pork cheek, and pecorino. You can decide. We can do one white and one red. Would you like to try amatriciana and cacio e pepe? That's all
Yes,
right
because
for you?
I want to try a matriciana. That has been on my list of things to try.
Okay, perfect.
How do you
But-
say please?
I cannot believe we're going to eat in a restaurant that has actual archaeological ruins in it. And of course have some classic Italian pasta. This is just going to be amazing. Alright, so this is I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it because I will mess it out. It's a aramencina, I believe. But it is a tomato based with pork cheek, and then we have a carbonara with this egg, pecorino, and pork cheek, and then just. I know I did that. All right, so let's try the carbonara first.
Wow.
It is so rich, so creamy, salty, and absolutely delicious. True Italian carbonara, 5 out of 5. This is cacio e pepe. It is just cheese and black pepper. Also very good. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. Not quite a 5 out of 5, but really, really good. And then this is the tomato base, which I love anything tomato. That is so fresh. That is good. That is a 5 out of 5. I couldn't decide between the carbonara and the arancina, but they're both amazing. Oh, these are the original columns for thousands of years ago.
When?
57 BC. Oh my God. Can you imagine the years and the things?
Yeah.
That is so insane.
But like, I think that everything was really damaged.
Thousands of years. Oh my gosh.
And they haven't got air conditioning in here.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I cannot believe you just said that. The Trevi Fountain is like 3 times the size of
How would
that.
I know? I've never been here.
I've shown you videos and pictures, and I am filming this, by the way.
Okay, well then you can make fun of me. We're
Oh.
around the corner and I see a fountain.
I already am. No, it's not the Trevi Fountain. The Trevi Fountain is like 3 layers, and it's like kind of this big. But I don't know what this is. It is gorgeous. These buildings are stunning. I know, I am. I said, I haven't. What is this? May I ask? What is this?
I will tell you.
Oh, okay.
I want to guide you until the middle.
Okay.
You will overlook everything.
Okay. Well, that's
Unluckily, girls,
what I get for asking the question too soon.
This is scaffolding because normally I always come here to see all the frescoes they have on the walls because this building here is the Embassy of Brazil, as you see from the flag. But in
Oh.
reality, it's a really historical building of the city of Rome. The name is Palazzo Pamphili, Doria Pamphili in reality, is the surname of this family. Many popes belong and came from that family, and their symbol, the stem, is over there, and it's the same you find even on the fountain. Okay, so it means that they paid to realize both this palace and even the fountain. Okay, because as I told you, Rome was the city of the Pope, so the Pope financed the buildings and financed even the fountains and everything in the city, just to say, here I am, my family did it. Okay, to sponsor themselves in reality. It was a way to sponsor. And here we are. I don't know if you've ever been here. It's one of the most famous square in Rome. It's Piazza Navona.
Oh.
This is Piazza Navona. It doesn't seem a square, I know, because it's very long.
I mean, I've heard of it, but
Exactly.
obviously never been here.
It's very, very long. And this is not properly a square, but in reality the shape you see, which is very elongated, it's like this because behind us, below us, we have a stadium. Okay, Piazza Navona used to be a stadium of antiquity. Okay, so the shape is the one of a stadium. I mean for running competition. So you need to imagine this stadium in which people, okay, run
like a track.
around.
Yeah, a track.
Like a track. It was a run track. Okay.
I can
And
see that.
If you dig 2 or 3 meters, you will find the rest. Okay, because there is a window at the end of Piazza Navona in another street. It's this window in which you can see all the arches of the stadium. It really looks like a Circus Maximus, but Circo Massimo was for chariot competition. Piazza Navona was for running. So Roman really divided, we can say,
Types of
the
sports?
monuments exactly, depending on the competition. Okay, they needed to do at that time. And you have to imagine that in place of all the buildings, you used to have the seats. Okay, of this stadium, and this was a track. Yeah. And then, when they built Piazza Navona in the 1500s, they maintained the same shape. Okay, they wanted to maintain the same shape of the stadium. And if you look at the plaque that I will guide you, Piazza Navona, under you find Stadio di Domiziano. And this one was the stadium realized by Domiziano, a Roman emperor of the 1st century after Christ. And his father and his brother were the ones who did the Colosseum. He was the same family, okay, of the one of the Colosseum. And then, like when Bernini, because it was Bernini in the 1500s, to realize like the square, Bernini and Borromini, two famous architects at that time, Bernini did the fountain, which is spectacular, in the middle of the square, still financed by the same family because the sign, the symbol, the stem is the same. And you have like inside the stem this dove with a branch of olive oil in the mouth, which is still the same one on top of the obelisk. And this was a single piece of marble. It took 10 years to Bernini to realize everything. And the name of the fountain is the Fountain of the Four Rivers. It means that you have 4 men, and each man is a personification of a river. It means that each river stands for a continent. There is Europe, Africa, America, and Asia. No Australia, because in the 1500s they didn't know anything about Australia. Okay.
Same thing with Antarctica and all that.
We will have a look.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. 10 years and one piece of marble.
Yes. And then the theory is hidden, so you don't know how they realized this coffee. And it took people and like the waiter more than 10 years to know how to realize it. Okay, the recipe is secret. Okay, they won't tell anyone. Okay, there is one of the guy inside the waiter I know. The name is Russell, and Russell has been working here for 15 years. And he said it's only 5 years that he's preparing coffee.
Okay.
So you need to be trained, okay, a lot.
For 5 years before you even.
Yeah, exactly. You need to know how to do this coffee.
Yep.
And I only know that it's like a blend, like a mix of different, like type of coffee, but nothing more. Okay, they won't tell you. And this is also the only bar, I guess, in Italy probably, for sure in Rome, but probably in Italy, in which they serve you the coffee already with sugar. So if you don't want the sugar, you need to ask in advance. Okay. Exactly. And we will have this experience. So to sip a coffee at the counter, okay? Because when we have coffee, we just have less than 1 minute, like 30 seconds. We just drink and we go.
And then you
okay?
go.
It's like this, yes. But this espresso is really short, so that's why.
Not bad.
I'm gonna feel it through my pores.
It's really strong. You're not used to probably.
Actually, it's really not bad at all.
And add the foam at the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You squish it.
Yes. Yeah. It's the crema.
That's part of the Pantheon.
That was awesome.
So normally in Rome it's not called the name of the church, which is St. Mary of the Martyrs, is called
The Pantheon. Huh.
it's like people don't care about
They just like the fact that it was this.
yeah, because it's like a temple. It's the Roman
Look at this. The layers and the centuries. This is stunning.
in the city center.
Cats everywhere.
Oh.
No, it's just like relaxing after the heat of the day.
And one there.
Yes.
Gotta be careful, Elena.
Okay. So here we have like one of the most important archaeological sites of the city of Rome. In reality, archaeologists don't know anything about it. Okay, it's really like this. And they simply found like these temples, and they don't know the name of the gods or the goddess. Okay, they just call them with the name of letters. Temple A is that one, the rest of Temple A. Temple B is the one in front of us. Temple C is that one, the round one with the columns, and Temple D is, we can say, next to Temple C. But the only thing we know is all those structures dated back to 3rd century BC.
Wow.
3rd century BC, 2nd century BC, okay, depending on the temple. And this area was deeply digged during the fascist era, so I mean beginning of the 1900s. And where you see the pine tree over there, that is the place in which it is said that Julius Caesar was killed. So basically that's the end part of the theater of Pompeii we saw inside the restaurant. So the restaurant is 200 meters this way. Okay, we are in the final part of the courtyard. So where it is said that Julius Caesar was stabbed, okay, and killed by his stepson, a sort of stepson, okay, 2 stepsons in reality, Bruto and Cassio. And that is the place. And they also said that like the soul of Julius, this is like this legend, the soul of Julius Caesar is like inside all the cats of this place. And why? Because this part of the city is we can say a cat colony of Rome, so that you have cats everywhere, okay?
Wow.
And these cats were like taken here and brought here to, we can say, fight against the mice from the river Tiber, which is very close. Now we have lots of mice and lots of cats. Okay, so nothing like was solved. Same as the seagulls and the pigeons. So like the seagulls are like for cities on the sea, like for harbors. Okay, Rome is half an hour driving from the sea, but it's not like a seaside city. And that's it happens that they brought seagulls in Rome to fight against the pigeons. Now we have lots of pigeons and lots of seagulls. Okay.
So the kitty cats aren't doing their job.
Yes, there is a cat colony over there in the door. So they are vet and even like volunteers who look after the cat. They feed them and they take care of them if they are ill, and so that they are all like very, very fat and happy. They really eat a lot, and many people look after them. Really nice. This evening there are only 2. Normally they are like everywhere, like a spot in the.
Why are there locks on that area?
No, yes, because this was like an old fashion when I was like a teenager. There was this book written by this man. It's not such a really high quality book, but it was like this classic story for teenagers, in which like the bond of love was like made by the locker. And there is like this really famous bridge in Rome, which is in the northern part of Rome where I used to live with my parents. This book, like written by this man, said that there was this couple of teenagers, they love each other, and they put like this lock with the initial like letter of their name written on the lock on this bridge. And so there was this fashion that on all like things in the city of Rome, both on bridges or everywhere, like in fences like this, they put this locker with
Like some good young adult fiction.
Oh, absolutely.
Something like that.
Isn't
Yes.
it illegal now the other bridging decline we're doing?
No, because like the problem was that on that bridge, like Ponte Milvio, which is the northern part of Rome, I think that there was like this kind of, there was like a lamp, and all those lockers were on the lamp, and so the lamp was about to, we can say, to fall inside the river. And so like carabinieri need to, we could say, need to destroy like all the lockers, because otherwise
It's going to weigh it
yeah,
down.
exactly. I put like some glass with some sweets inside as well as another. Okay, you can take it in the room. So regarding like the gelato, the name of this gelato place is Corona. Corona is the name of Alessandro and of the family, so it's a family-run business. Alessandro's sister is the chef. So everything inside is realized by Alessandro and sister, exactly. And the gelato is really good. Don't underestimate the fruits, because the fruits is wonderful, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And they only realized, we can say, flavors with seasonal fruits. Okay, so you will find inside apricot, mango, even like fig. Okay, fig is wonderful. I love figs. Figs. And then on the right you have creams, okay, such as pistachio, crema, okay, chocolate. And then In the mirror over there, you can have also like semi-freddi. One of them is a panna cotta, we will see, okay? Or with chocolate or with like some berries. So you can see from...
Alright, so we are at a gelato place because the tiramisu place was closed, and I got this passion fruit and chocolate panna cotta. So it is so good. It is an absolute 5 out of 5. I also have a hibiscus
Stay outside, girl.
and lemon gelato. Pardon me, I gotta go inside for a second.
How is your gelato? It's so good. It's so good. You like fig?
It is really good. Yeah.
This mango is so
Mango
good.
is super, yeah.
Hold on, give me just a second.
Hibisco and mint. It's wonderful.
Yes, it is really good.
Yeah, Heidi.
Oh, watermelon and mango.
Okay. I got the mango and the banana.
So here's the hibiscus and the mint.
But I made it a point this year to say like
Very
have
fruity,
so much
sweet,
so
minty.
frequently,
I love it.
just do one. Maybe a trip? Yeah. At least
This is
like,
also lemon.
part of self-employment is doing stuff like this so you remember
So
about yourself.
amazing. This
Like, I take a
place
nap a
is
lot of days
phenomenal.
with my cat.
I will have to put in a picture to show you, but if you ever come to Rome, you have to check this place out.
Let's travel, take pictures from the air.